Welcome back to Warhammer Geheimnisnacht, and when we left off, we were infiltrating provinces with our undivided cultists. Most of our northerly provinces here actually have that modifier now. If you keep an eye on this area, as we can see, that's most of our original duchies now have been infiltrated. Now, most of the south coast as well I've started work on in between the episode. Not very much time has ticked at all, because I've been trying to actually implement some fixes. But I have infiltrated these provinces. We've just got to wait for time to tick so that those events can fire. So what happened last episode? Well, we crafted the potion of immortality, as you might remember, and then we couldn't drink it. Also, we have a sword of lightning. Now, I don't know where this came from. I imagine one of our vassals died, or we killed someone in battle and it was inherited to us. Either way, it's a pretty good artifact, mainly solely because it gives vassal opinion plus 10, which is going to be pretty valuable, I think, when we convert the religion, and obviously we'll have a lot of, how do I want to phrase it, rebellious vassals, I guess, because they're going to remain Norscan. Only the provinces themselves will convert, the rulers won't. So this is probably going to come in quite handy with the additional vassal opinion. Anyway, there is an official subforum I'm going to link in the description to this video with a lot of community-made fixes for some of the issues in this mod. And one of the things that it fixes is the ability to actually drink your damn potions when you've made them. So, for example, right now we've got gout, and we have a healing potion, but there is no way to use that healing potion. There's no option in this menu. There's no default intrigue menu decision. So this mod actually adds the ability to drink them whenever you want. So we can drink that potion of healing, and now we don't have gout. Similarly, we spent 10 years waiting for the Elixir of Eternal Youth to craft, and then we couldn't do anything with it. But now it's added that option back, so let's give it a chug. And I assume that just, yeah, there we go, the immortal trait. Alright. Problem solved. That was the big issue that I was concerned about. And this mod has tidied that up quite nicely and fixed the issue. So, an immortal wolf queen, who knows only the lore of fire so far, but I've done some digging around in the artifact files, and I've sort of found what artifacts are pretty much worth crafting, which ones are crap. So level 4 quality of the mage's ring actually gives plus 10 learning each. So if we can craft a couple of those, whilst we're still doing our magical studies, I think it would make the most sense. So I think we go magic item crafting rather than ring crafting, then go craft magic ring. Now, of course, we might have the usual crafting issues. Give it a go. No, that one didn't work. Alright. God, I miss this so much. Just every episode. When the episode ends, I just think to myself, you know what I really miss? I really miss this crafting menu that rarely ever works. So, whenever you're ready, game. Just take a magic. I'm not going to spend any power dice. No, I don't think that person works, and as I've discussed before, we have that very weird error with the spell points issue, this one, but I think this person's actually successfully crafted some things before, so we'll keep trying it. I think it will work eventually. Now, we can attempt to craft it ourselves, because obviously we have some magic power, and we do know some magical lore as well. The issue is we're only still magic power 1, so the weakest level of magic power, unfortunately. Sure? Go for it? No, nothing. Alright, then, never mind. We've got some progress on Chaos Undivided. I'd really like to start converting everything to Chaos Undivided, and ourselves starting the adventure for Chaos Undivided this episode. It's taken quite a while to get here, but I think we're in quite a stable position now with a really, really good character. So I'm quite happy to carry on with that. More Slaneshi Uprising. So last episode we actually did a huge holy war, and sort of sent out this runner from our kingdom into Norshveg, which is a Slaneshi kingdom. So we are going to get a lot of religious uprisings, but think of it as good practice for when eventually we convert to Chaos Undivided. Let's hire some mercenaries. Now, we could keep those mercenaries around just to pick up a few of these single provinces around here. Now, we will eventually have to... Oh, shit. Now, Sylvania just flipped over to the Empire. Emperor Ulf. Ulf von Karstein of the actual Empire. Wow, okay. So he's preferred that over... He still owns Sylvania, but he's flipped it to the Empire. Okay, very interesting. Right, well, that might keep his vassals in line a little bit, seeing as he's technically their de jure liege now. They'll still hate him because he's a vampire, but I was just about to say that Kislev is a pretty decent border against what was Sylvania for us, but I guess it's now in the Empire. However, we are going to have to go to war with them eventually to take back these provinces around here that they've swept up. Not too much of a big deal, though. And again, I'd like to control the whole of this peninsula here to be able to form the Empire. I assume it's just called the Norscan Empire or something along those lines. Let's have a look. Yeah, High Kingdom of Norska. That's our next immediate goal, I think. I imagine becoming the Everchosen will take quite a while. I imagine there are a lot of risks associated with it. Now, us being immortal, I don't really want to risk this character too much, because obviously we can only die through events or being directly executed. So, it would be more beneficial to take these things slowly where we can. What's our monthly balance now? 141 gold with mercenaries and all our troops raised. I feel that's pretty fair. Right, new important decisions. Cultist Uprising. I'm going to untick that for now, because we're not finished infiltrating all of our provinces. And actually, we can spend a little bit more here. So, let's take a look. How far south did I actually get? Pretty far by the looks of it. Now, I've probably forgotten to do some of these smaller island provinces. So, yeah, cultist infiltration. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we can't do every single province. I might miss a couple because there are some, like this one here counts as a separate province. This one here again. There are a lot of very small random provinces as well. It wouldn't be a big deal if we miss one or two provinces here or there. What are those? What have we got there? War beasts. Now, I did build a couple of mammoth pens here and there just to test them out, so I assume that's what these are. My commander Arnor was cornered and slain in battle. Okay. We're actually doing much worse in this battle than I thought we would. I think we're just going to pull through, though. Yeah, that was lucky. Alright, let's put our troops down. Do we want to use these mercenaries just to take a couple of these provinces while we've got them? We might as well, I guess. No, I'm not really sure if I ever want to risk this character leading army. She's got 26 martial. What's her personal combat? 12? That's pretty good. The issue is, as I said, one of the only ways she can die now is through combat, like being executed or defeated in battle or something like that. So, might not actually be worth it. Now, these guys are probably just going to swear fealty. Oh, God. What a sight. Popeye and his goat wife. Ugh. Do you want to be our vassal? No, because he is... What is he? Nurgle? So we could just conquest him. Get some prestige back. Because we did spend a lot of prestige last episode, if you might remember, doing forced vassalizations. Conquest will give us back a little bit of prestige. Plus these provinces will be very, very easy to... Oh, well. Speaking of which. Alright, there we go. There's a 300 prestige. Let's give that away. Here, you can have that. Just to keep you on side a bit more. I assume they're the same duchy, are they? Yes. So it's called Razzory Ox. Sure. There you go. Let's make that guy like us a bit more. Now, these are more dwarfs, aren't they? They're Norscan dwarfs, so not Chaos dwarfs. Now, I wonder if we can buy armaments from them or anything like that. No, we can't. So I guess it's just Chaos dwarfs. So we'll probably kick these guys out too eventually. They're not hugely strong. However, I imagine it's going to be the same issue when sieging Chaos dwarfs. High fort level, lots of mountainous terrains. We're going to take a lot of attrition. Oh, well, never mind. What about these Chaos dwarfs? Can we buy any... Oh, these are more regular dwarfs. Can we buy armaments? No armaments from you, and... Well, that's a dead guy. And I'm going to assume no armaments from you. What about his vassals? Can we buy them from his vassals instead? No, seems like it's just the top level liege. That's a bit of a shame. That's maybe it's dukes as well. We'll try it. No, that's a shame. Alright. Let's put those mercenaries down, because one mercenary around is not going to be able to beat this. And I don't want to attack Norsveg until they sort of stabilize, because it's looking like they're being completely sieged here. Who are you? You are some randomer. Sure, there you go. Alright, so I kind of want to know if we can carry on our magical training. Right now we've just learnt the Law of Fire. I wonder if we can learn more than just that. I think Red Wind of Magic is a pretty good one to have just for the actual conquest. For the Everchosen and of House Everfire, it seems the most appropriate. So this is what I was talking about last episode when I said I wonder if we can do Secluded Penance. So what we can do here is we can say, I'll ponder this more deeply. Is this the one that lets us go into hiding, or is that different? No, that's the other event from the theology focus. That's just going to give us more learning, which is obviously ideal because it means we can increase the chances of succeeding, I assume, when learning more magic. Well, let's see if what items we can actually craft for ourselves. Previous menu, magic item crafting, craft magical ring. Okay. We have 3 spell points. Each one adds between 1 and 6. The casting score for cast level 2. Yeah. Okay. So we don't really want to expend any additional ones. There we go. So we got a mage's ring there. Let's have a look. Did we get the highest level of power on that one though? Where the hell is it? Am I blind? Am I? Oh, mage's ring. Right there we are. Yeah. Oh, that counts as a wrist item as well. Right. Interesting. Okay. So that's the quality 5 on learning plus 5. So we equip 2 of those, it gets plus 10 learning. Plus we could also equip an actual ring rather than a wrist artifact. So I wonder then if we go craft magical item. Have we got spell points left? We do. Let's go ring crafting. I think that actually is gauntlet crafting. Now ring of command I assume is we know that's martial. That one is intrigue. Persuasion is diplomacy. Luck. Stewardship, right. Insight is learning. Let's go with that. Let's do that and give it a go. No, we didn't succeed with that one. I'm interested in what the best permutation of artifacts we can get to boost up our learning is. Seems important. Right, all hail the ruinous powers. So I'll do a few more provinces in between. I'll do a cut here and do some more provinces so we can get ready to do a full uprising on Norska. As I was sat here waiting for the Chaos Undivided sales to be established in all of the provinces, we had another one of the Wolfchild events. And this is another reason why it's an incredibly good trait. In your daily martial training and discussions on military matters with your commanders, you find that there are often moves and tactics that occur to no one else but you. People seem to be impressed by your instinctive understanding of encirclement tactics, trickery, and stealth. So we're actually upgrading our education here, because I didn't realize we were only a tough soldier. That's pretty poor. We're becoming a skilled tactician, and we're gaining the trickster trait as well, both of which are very, very good. So one method I read on a forum, just whilst I was carrying on with my chaos infiltration, is that somebody said that by casting magic, it increases your experience, essentially, and allows you to gain higher magic powers, and as you can clearly see, it's worked. We're now magic power 3. That's not the reason that I wanted to talk about this. As we are a mage of the Law of Fire, we can cast a magical spell. Let me see if I can do it very briefly, just to show it to you guys. Oh, I can't. But if I use this Mage's Tome, this is another thing I wanted to talk about, that the Mage's Tome does actually work when it comes to buffing spell power as well. So if we try and now use it, it should. Yeah, there we go. So we have access to 3 spells, Blazing Blade, Fire's Hope, and Wildfire. So Blazing Blade, oh sorry, we've got another one here, it's probably where I've leveled up. Blazing Blade essentially allows you to buff your own weapon with, you know, fire. Fires of Hope, I think it was called, buffs your entire de jure kingdoms, or your entire, how do I say that? Like every province you own gets a buff to it that doubles their morale, essentially. It's plus 100% morale and plus 20% supply. So what that means is that not only are your armies essentially twice as strong, not quite, but you can more or less consider it that. Obviously in the mountains, that's going to be hugely valuable because we get an extra supply. Now, the other thing I noticed here, we do have access to a lot of extra spells. I'll have to go through these and see what they do. Oh, shit, we've got loads. So the other one, the one that I've been testing out, is one called Fire's Hope. Now, I've just been casting this when I can to try and level up my my magical abilities. So if we cast it now, just go for... It just seems to be completely random, I'll be honest with you. There we go. Fire's Hope. Fire lights the way. All of the provinces gain that modifier for about a year. So that's, again, like I said, land organization plus 20%. And moral of army. So land organization, I think, is actually the speed they move rather than supply. So I misspoke there. My apologies. But it also gives, more importantly, that morale bonus. Now, here's what I've noticed. You can cast that, in theory, as many times as you've got magic for. Because look at this. Fires of Hope. Fires of Hope. Fires of Hope. And there's the blazing boulder. Now, in theory, this should stack. Because they're all separate modifiers. So if we go ahead and raise our troops... Not that there's any really way to check without going to war... But in theory now they've got plus 300% morale. As these are all added together and then it'll be calculated after the fact when they're actually in battles. So that might be something we can use to do very, very easy warfare against enemies that are much, much stronger than us. Now, this couples really well with the fact that we've already got the Mage's Tome. We can just use the Mage's Tome over and over again. Obviously, I won't do this on a video because this would be really boring to watch. But I could do that over and over again. Cast whatever it's called, Fires of Hope, over and over and over again until we've buffed ourselves up to something like, you know, 10,000 moral authority, moral of armies, sorry, so that we can beat pretty much anyone. Maybe a bit of an exploit, I will admit. Just something I noticed whilst I was messing around with these cultists still. Another good wolf blood trait here, going to replace our weak with brawny. That's pretty great. Where is it? Yeah, there we go, look. No more weak, and now we're brawny. I don't remember how we got weak anyway. Was it the pregnancy? Either way, good work, Wolfblood. So I think after about 20 minutes or so of sitting around waiting for these Chaos Cults to finish, we've finally done it. So I'm just going to quickly speed through them all and just double check before we use the Cultist Uprising. Finally convert to Chaos after all this time. Let me have a look quickly. No? Oh, right, they are. Okay. Okay, they are as well. And they are as well. So we're just waiting for 3 more provinces to finish. They are infiltrated. They're in the process of being converted. Just a couple more. Oh, our daughter, Svanlog, was showing clear potential for magic. Thought she could be a truly powerful wizard. Strong magic potential. Great. So I actually did betroth her off to some ogre randomly, and I thought actually she might make a pretty good heir, because not only is she a genius and attractive, but she's got gregarious as well, and she's probably the best one that came out of all of the children. The fact that she's got strong magic potential makes it even more worthwhile. I'm glad I broke the betrothal now. I married her off to some random quick dude just because he was the best candidate, but if we end up playing as if for whatever reason, if our current character dies, then I'm sure I can find us someone better. Alright, so Calder finished. Which one is Calder? Must be, yeah, this one here. Alright, oh, almost finished, I should say. So another step there. What else can we do here? We can hold a great blot. And hopefully, while the blot is going on, we should be finished. Now, I've been up peace for ages, because obviously I've just been sat here not doing anything. So I should probably just raise some troops from wherever I can. Can I even raise troops anywhere nearby here? We've got some troops here. Raise these up. Mark them as raiders. Just move into the dwarf territory quick, just to clear off that prestige modifier. Our efforts to establish a cell of cultists in Trassel is going well as the number of believers grows, so does our influence. Now, what is the influence of the society now? Only 45%. Considering the amount of provinces I'm going to convert to chaos, seems a bit low. Alright, well, we're no longer at peace, so that's pretty good. Now, one thing I was going to say is, one thing I made sure I did was stop our priestess here hunting apostates. I made it just improve religious relations, because it was the one that required the least micromanagement, because if you build zeal, then you've got to deal with the troops that spawn there, either use them or disband them. Either way, it just meant I could leave her and keep playing on maximum speed so we could establish these chaos cults. Speaking of which, how close are we? So this one's finished. This one, I think it was just 3, wasn't it? Right, the Fimbulvinter Wood, Calder, and one of these islands. We actually don't own that one. Where was it? Was it this one? Oh no, they're both done now. So it's actually just those 2. Okay. And finally, we've done it. Calder gains Chaos Undivided Cell. So that's every single province. In everything... Oh, no. Oh, I did do it there. Okay. Never mind. Ignore me. Alright, so every single province in the kingdom, in our kingdom of Vestlib, has Chaos Undivided Cells. So now we can use the Uprising and finally bring forth Chaos. It's been so long. Like 40 episodes, including the other series. Let's do it. At long last, we reap the rewards of our hard work. Any fellow cultist of the ruinous powers in our realm shall join me in this victory, as we sow chaos in the ruinous powers' name. A new era begins. We gain Devout Leader, permanently, giving the following effects. Monthly Piety, +2, really good for magic, and Diplomacy, +2 as well. Here we go. Chaos Undivided. Corn? Corn? Corn. Oh, look, it worked perfectly with absolutely no issues at all. I'm just going to cut inconspicuously here for no reason. And everything was okay. So that took a while, but everywhere is converted now to Chaos Undivided using some very fancy console commands. Alright, we're good. The Chaos Uprising was a success and definitely worked as it was intended to work. Question is, what can we do now? We can make a Chaos offering, make an offering to the ruinous powers so they may not look favourably upon you. The higher your piety and greater your wealth, the better the options will be available. Okay, sure. We will get a choice of which 4 gods to sacrifice to. Right. However, because we get the choice, it seems like we can't get the best one. If we were devoted entirely to corn and gave him the biggest sacrifice, we get the biggest reward. So let's, I'm going to offer to Zinch, seeing as we're trying to become a mage, a small offering to show my loyalty. There we are. He gave me 350 piety. Thank you, I appreciate that. Can that change at all? If we keep doing that, will it do anything else? So it's 500 piety, 250 gold. Oh, shit. The blood god favors you. As your offering burns, you feel yourself filling with an unholy rage. You became a corn berserker. Filled with the unholy rage of the blood god. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. What a nice guy. Okay, sure. Chaos offering. Let's try Nurgle then. Papa Nurgle has accepted your present, but it could be that others are in greater need of his gifts than you. Don't worry, I'll wait for next time. So, Gorn was pretty pleased with us. Let's try Slanesh. Slanesh had no interest in us at all. It's just completely random, so could I keep trying? The Great Plotter's plan is yet to be uncovered. Nothing happened after your offering was sent. Let's try again, see if we get a different outcome. Nothing. So, I wonder what that's dependent on. I'll have to look into that. And we'll see what different options we can get out of it. So we can now click the Seek to Become Everchosen button. However, I'll be honest with you, I've been sat in a very warm room for the past, what feels like a lifetime, converting every individual province. I think I've achieved a lot more in however long this video has been, this short video, than we have in the entire series so far. So, before I go through the whole Everchosen thing and do the whole Chaos offering and more or less become a very chaotic person, I'm going to do some research. I want to do this properly. I want to make sure we become the best Everchosen that there's ever been, bigly. And I need to make sure I'm doing it right. I don't know whether becoming a Corn Berserker, for example, is going to have a negative effect on maybe trying to get Tzeentch to teach us magic or something like that, because those Chaos Gods hate each other. So, I'm going to look into it, see what I can get out of it. If you've got any hints or any comments for becoming the Everchosen or anything related to Chaos, let me know. And I'll have a read through those before next time, because I don't want to rush too far ahead with this and get nothing out of it. So, I want to be prepared. I'll see you next time.